All right, guys, we are out here at Skate Park Lake, and this is in St. Charles, and it's part of the Fountain Park, Fountain Lakes Park. I'm not sure, Fountain Park, but I'll post that online when I post this video, so y'all can find it. But kind of a random spot. This is part of the lake system that we fished the other day at Klusner Lake. So I wanted to come out here and see if there was anything on this side and see if I could catch any fish. There's a few people fishing around here, so it looks like it's a popular place. Today is Monday, the Memorial Day weekend ending. I'm so sad. 3-day weekend, so decided to get out and get some fishing in before the go back to work week. So, anyways, we'll see what I catch. Let's go fishing. All right, guys, we're out here at Skate Park Lake. Now, I did tie this underspin on today, so we'll see. It's a 1/16 ounce underspin with a tiny dancer in like an orange chartreuse color. I want to call it Cajun Cricket, but I don't know if that's accurate or not. I am in an area here where it looks like there could be a good amount of snags, and I can already tell you I've got a good amount of stickers in my sock from these little plants here, so that's fun. All right, get out of there. And I don't know what we'll catch out here. The internet was very nondescript. It had the same stuff that you just find everywhere. You know, the bass, catfish, potential white bass, you know, the usual stuff, sunfish, that sort of stuff. So we'll see if anything wants to play with this underspin. If not, I do have my trout magnet with me as usual. We will give that a go. Ooh, this underspin looks nice in the water though, so we'll see. Trying to not snag myself. Oh wow, that's a gar. Okay, so there's gar in here. He's not huge, but wow. Let's see if I can get his attention, but that is very interesting to me that you just see a big gar right off the top. I mean, he's not huge, but he was at least 18 inches long. That's pretty crazy. I used to catch gar down in Texas, and that's pretty crazy. I had never seen one here, so that's cool. He's coming right up on the bank here. Hey, buddy. Okay, so yeah, now I know what you look like, and you're beautiful. Wow, what a beautiful fish. Wow, that's cool. I've never seen a gar like that. He's got all kinds of different spots on him and stuff that I've not seen, so. Well, I don't know if this is going to be a place for this underspin or not. I honestly don't know if I really like the way these ponds look out here. I mean, they're nice and all, but it's so hard to get to little spots to actually fish. I would love to bring a kayak in here or something like that. Oh, had a little bite on it, or it could have been the bottom, I don't know, but it felt like a bite. Let's throw it back out again, see what happens. All right, nothing following it in. The breeze has come up here a little bit. That's nice. It's very warm already. It's about 80 something already out here. Okay, well, I don't feel like throwing this is the answer. I'm going to switch over and throw my trout magnet out because I'm right in the middle of some trees over here. And I would think that there could be potentially some sort of fish in the trees or at least in this little brush or something. And I think I might have better luck with some of that than I am with this underspin. So I'm going to grab that pole over here. I still have the trout magnet tied on from a previous visit yesterday to another park, Veteran Tribute Park, where I went yesterday. You'll see that video, I'm sure. And I'm using Sowbug color trout magnet. And this one has caught probably 30 fish already. So it's a little beat up, but it still functions and they are very durable. So we're going to throw it, see what happens. I've got about a 3-foot drop between the bobber and the hook. And we'll see what happens here. The water's bouncing, so don't have to do a whole lot of work with it. Just gonna let it do its thing and see what happens. This really is more of a lake type setup, even though I would call it a small lake, more so than a pond. The ponds I think of, at least with what I've been fishing here in Missouri, are more in like an actual park setting, you know, where there's kids and trees and all that. Whereas here it feels like it's more of kind of just a small lake, like a naturally, developed lake. But even though I don't think it is, I think this is all just drainage, but still. It's a pretty cool little place. Just not somewhere I normally get to. This reminds me a lot of like Spanish Lake sort of setup, but without the park part. Without the like shelters and stuff. Do see some fish jumping out in the middle of the area and have seen a gar, so that's, at least we know there's fish in here. We don't know what we're going to catch, but there's definitely fish in here. And this gentleman over there is doing basically the same thing I am, throwing a bobber out. It looks like he might be crappie fishing. And he's got some laid down trees over there too. So looks like we're basically doing the same thing here. Who knows what bait he's using, but essentially the same style of fishing. So that's good to know. At least I'm not completely lost in what's going on here. Again, I thrown the bobber into the ripples that are being made by the wind, so it's bouncing up and down all by itself. I really don't have to do a whole lot of anything with it. Other than to not let it drift into the actual trees itself, because I don't want to be stuck in the snag points. turtle. Okay. My thought process here is that at some point this is going to become so overgrown that you're not going to be able to fish it during the summer. So kind of glad I'm checking it out now in the springtime and see what happens here. And we may not be here super long either, because right now, honestly, I don't know where to go or what to do. I'm just fishing because I saw a spot and then I saw a fish. So I have no idea where the fish are holding at in this pond. None of that. Just trying my luck. It's kind of like a casino. Walking in, sight unknown. Oh, had a bite. Okay. It's got to be just a little bluegill or something, but had a bite. Right at the end of the log over here. Gotta dig some more stickers out of my socks here. Okay. I think I'm going to try and lower the bait down a little bit more. Maybe if I go a little deeper on the... Whoa, that was weird. Okay. All right, so we've gone to about 4 feet here. Under the water, under the bobber. So see if that gets us anything a little bit deeper down. Yeah, he's basically doing the same thing I am. He's got some sort of jig on there. Okay. I always pay attention to what other fisher people are doing because you just never know if you can identify their bait, and if it's working for them, then it'll probably work for you. Fishing is a lot of times just repeating what everybody else is doing, but only if it works. I don't know what's going on with my pole. I can't seem to cast very far. It's like something's stopping it. Okay. Okay, we're going to have to yank this out because it's too close to this log. There we go. Oh, there's a sunfish right beneath us. Okay, we've made a mess of ourselves because we got stuck. So let's get this untangled. Good Lord, Dan, I swear. Sometimes I just cannot avoid the stupidity. It drives me nuts, man. What the hell did I do? Seriously. I honestly don't know what I did, guys. I've got a hot mess here, and it is beyond the frustration point. Okay. There's that. There's that. Now I'm making it worse. Jesus. Sometimes I feel like I can just be so damn stupid and get things tangled up so easily. Okay, we're free. We're free. We've got the bobber. We've got bait. Okay. All right, let's try this again. I may not be here very long because this is frustrating. Oh, and I just snagged the grass behind me as I'm throwing it out. Morning. Yeah, I think it's time to move away from this spot and see if we can find anything else. Maybe I'll go that way. Let's go a couple more casts over here first, and let's clean up our bait because it does have the grass that I caught. Of course it does. Told you guys, if I'm like a magnet to drama here with my baits. Don't know what the deal is, honestly. Okay, that was a good one. Let's keep away from the tree. See some fish rolling out in the middle of the water, but I don't know what that is. There's one over there, one over here. Not sure what those are, though. Why do I keep feeling like... Yeah, I am really not liking this. I'm catching crap off the water like tree stuff. I don't know what else to call it. It's almost like cottony, but it gets wrapped around the line and then it gets stuck in the reel. And that's kind of annoying because then it just doesn't go through the eyelets properly. Leave me alone, dog. Okay. And why are you getting hung up right there? What is the deal? Okay, so this is not the spot for me, apparently. Okay, we're gonna pick up and move down a bit, see if we can find anything over there. I see some folks walking that way, so not sure what they're doing. All right, guys, we moved on down a bit. Oh, good, probably another 50 yards or so. This lake is pretty big, so. All right, I feel like this is an area where the trout magnet should work well because I've got tree line along over here, and we'll see if can go around this area without getting stuck in the tree. I also have some trees down in the water right here. So I just felt like let's go with the trout magnet and see what happens. Do see some warning buoys people have left behind in the tree over here. There's some string hanging down. They probably had the same thought I had. Oh, look, there's trees hanging over the water. Let's fish it. So we'll see if there's anything out here. Honestly, so far, I'm not impressed with the fishing, but then again, I've only tackled about a third of the lake so far, and not even a bite that I can tell. I mean, I think I've had a couple bites, but nothing of any size or worth catching. Oh, that's a bite. Okay, here we go. All right, so there is little fish over here, and I just caught one. How's that? Little tiny bluegill. Little tiny bluegill. And I'm okay with that because that tells me I didn't get skunked, doggone it. All right, get you in there. Let's get this little guy off the hook. You gotta calm down, dude. All right, little tiny guy. But hey, it's still a fish and I ain't mad at it. So we'll show him off to the camera real quick. And there are sticker bushes everywhere up here. So there's this little guy. And I'm going to throw him back. Some people might keep that for catfish bait at the river, but I'm not keeping it. There you go, dude. All right, well that's good. I'm happy to have caught a fish, even though, you know, it's this tiny little fish. That's okay. I ain't mad about that. And go out that way this time, see if anything over there. The water is bouncing again with the wind, so I'm happy about that. I don't have to do any work with the trout magnet, which is one of the other reasons I put it back on, because I'm lazy. I ain't even trying to pretend. So see if this changes our luck. At least we had a bite and a catch. I ain't mad at it. Okay, we're gonna have to walk this way to get this out without getting snagged on the log here. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna go straight out this way. And there we go, perfect. Let it drop out there. There's a whole line of trees along the shore over here that you can't get to the water in front of, so I thought, let's cast around the trees and let's see if that works. Well, hey, that little baby fish knocked the skunk off the morning, so hopefully that's a sign of good things to come. We'll see. And just so you know, I'm squatting down because my back hurts. I'm not trying to hide from the fish behind a bush or anything like that. These banks are so steep that it makes my feet just all cringed up. It's crazy. It is an absolutely beautiful day out here, though. I mean, the sun is shining, the sky is blue, there's a wind in the air. It doesn't get much better than this on a nice, almost summer, spring. Oh, had another bite right at the end there. Okay. So it looks like there's some little fish holding right in front of us. And if there's little fish, then there's got to be bigger fish somewhere in here, right? You would think, maybe. Or am I just delusional? Which is entirely possible. Oh. Okay, we're going to try and bring this right in front of these trees over here, see if that helps at all. Oh, did we actually get a bite? What the heck? Okay, we're just going to leave it there for a second. Okay, yeah, we got these stupid little cottony things trying to jack up the line. Okay, we're going to go right back over there because if in fact that was a bite, you never know. Well, all right. I guess it wasn't a bite after all. Maybe it was. Maybe it wasn't. Who knows? Could have just been another little baby fish. Oh. Okay, well, we're going to give this a couple more casts and see if, in fact, it's worth sticking around or not. Or we'll move on down around again. I'm trying to give this a fair shot, but I'm feeling like there's better places to fish so far. And maybe it's my fishing style that doesn't match up to the lake. And that's very entirely possible because, again, folks, I have never said that I'm a professional. I do not believe that I'm a professional. I have been fishing for 40 plus 50, almost 50 years. And honestly, that was a little fish. Okay, little fish. Honestly, I really don't know. I don't know what I'm doing most of the time. I just kind of guess and hope that my instinct is correct sometimes. And I feel like I get it right enough that sometimes I know what I'm doing. However, that being said, fishing is fishing, and I'm glad I caught one fish today so that at least I don't get skunked, even if it is a baby bluegill. All right, so I'm just kind of letting this kind of drift along now. We'll see what happens. The water's moving pretty good with the wind, so we're just going to let it bounce. Just kind of give it a couple of reels in here and there. And I'm going to stretch my back out again. Ugh. And that's the one thing about fishing that can bother a lot of people is you have to have some patience. And, you know, sometimes you fish somewhere where the patience is not that important because you can find the fish right away in smaller lakes and smaller ponds. But when you get out in some place like this that has, you know, probably a good 1.5 miles, 2 miles of shoreline around the lake, it's very difficult to find the fish. You know, they could be out in the middle, they could be anywhere along the shore. And not knowing the lake at all, this is my first time here, not knowing any of that, it's very difficult to get a fair, you know, like I'm not a fish finder, if that makes sense. Just gonna check to see what time it is. It is almost 11. So we have about an hour left of fishing today because we've got to go to some other Memorial Day stuff, barbecue, and hang out for a little while over there. And then we're going to go do some shopping. So, yeah. All right, we're going to go down a little farther and see if we can find one more place. Please get out of my earbud. Okay. Well, at least we caught one fish in this spot, man. All right, guys, we are back online here. We moved down, oh gosh, probably 50 feet, maybe more. And I'm still throwing the trout magnet, so we're going to see if we can get anything with that. Now, I only stopped here because I saw somebody else had flattened out this little spot and has been trudging through over here. There's not a very big fishing window, so I doubt we'll be here very long. But we're going to throw it anyway and see if anything wants to play over here. Now, I still have the bison color on from earlier that I put on. It's the same one. We did catch a little bluegill, so that at least knocked the skunk off of the day, but haven't seen anything else as far as catching goes, so we'll see if we can get anything here. I stopped here too because there's trees out in the water, and usually that means structure for fish to kind of hold against. But my instinct has not been very right today with these, so, or there's not enough fish in here that actually want to bite. I have seen some decent sized fish, like I saw a gar earlier. Oh, there was a bite, okay. Saw a gar earlier, and then we saw a bunch of little sunfish and bluegill type fish. But that doesn't really amount to anything other than we saw them. So I don't know. The wind is blowing, the water's bouncing, so I'm trying to just let the water do the work of the bobber here. Okay. This guy's still sitting over in his shady spot, which is interesting. Maybe he's catching fish. All right, so we went way out farther to this cast. We'll see if that gets us anything or if I'm just wasting my time in the depths here. Oh. Oh, had a bite, damn it. Oh, we have a fish still. Okay. How awesome. All right. We caught a little bass, guys. That's awesome. Whew. Little bass. I am not mad at you being this small, but that's okay, man. Whew. This is awesome. Yay, guys. Look, we got a little bass. Hey, buddy, you got to calm down or you ain't going to get off. You're hooked good, man. Okay, you got to calm down because I can't really put my thumb in your mouth very well. There you go. There we go. All right, we got you off the hook, man. All right, guys, I'm going to bring him up there and show you. Since we've caught so little fish today, y'all deserve to see this one at least. He's a tiny guy, but that's all right. I ain't mad. I ain't mad at the size. Here we go. All right, look at that little guy. Yeah, so there is some fish in here. Apparently going out deep and letting it kind of bring the wind bring it back in is sort of seeming like that's what's getting attention. Thank you, sir. Appreciate you playing. All right, so he bit on the bison trout magnet. And quite honestly, I didn't know I had him on there because when I set the hook the first time, thought I had a bite. It brought me in a bunch of wrap around my pole and stuff, and I didn't think I still had the fish. But then when I went to reel it in the rest of the way, he was on there. So, yay, 2 fish today, 2 species, bluegill and bass. No size to either one, so that's that's okay. But hey, 2 fish is better than no fish. All right, guys, this is going to do it for us out here this morning. It's not been a very productive morning, but we're at Skate Park Lake, and the lake itself is actually really nice, beautiful. The people are really friendly and very informative when you talk to them. They'll tell you what they're using, but nobody seemed to be catching anything bigger than the bluegill or the little bass that we caught, so I ain't mad at it. It was a good morning of fishing. It's an absolutely beautiful day out here. And hey, it was worth it. So anyways, I would really appreciate it if y'all give me a thumbs up on this video, and if you haven't already, please subscribe to my channel. Would really appreciate it. That would help me out a lot. And hey, y'all enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Been nice playing with you here. Let's say goodnight and take care.